Do you remember when Elon first bought Bitcoin? I did this video.
If I was to look at a negative, would be look at the power that Elon Musk has. It's quite scary how he can tweet. We've seen it with Tesla, we've seen it with SpaceX, we've seen it with even those red bloody shorts that he sold on his website. The guy has influence. What happens if he changes his mind on Bitcoin?
Now, I'm not saying that I've got a great insight or I'm a mind reader, not by any stretch of the imagination, because yesterday's video I put £500 into Shiba, 40 seconds to confirm it, to lock in this price, and let's just do it, confirm. So that should all go through in a moment. Processing, start the Shiba dream, no doubt ends in tears. And today I woke up to my account being as red as a baboon's arse. But I did predict this, and I've got a great thesis as to why Elon has done this. And I've talked about my theory on this here in other videos. It is highly energy consuming, and it's coming under fire a bit now because there's so many of these things, and we're trying to reduce our global footprint, and Bitcoin's really just adding to the problem because it uses so much energy. However, I believe, and this is my own thought, and I haven't read this is just my own thought behind it. The reason I believe Tesla bought so much Bitcoin, 1.5 billion to be precise, even though they sold 10% in their recent earnings there, but they've bought so much Bitcoin is because I believe that Elon goes, I'm going to add to the problem, but at the same time I have the solution to the problem, my solar panels, X, Y, Z. So that's my own thoughts on it.
Yeah, coincidence. Yeah, coincidence. Yeah, coincidence. Something that happens by chance, I think not.
What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy Wholesale. I hope you are all well. I am sure your stock account's as red as a baboon's arse. Your crypto is now as red as a baboon's arse. And pretty much it feels like anything where you put money, it just hemorrhages money and it goes away. Gape Town. And ultimately there is no escaping the gaping, and I'm tempted to get that made into a t-shirt because it is so apparent, guys, that there is no escaping the gaping. No matter what you do, you're getting gaped, and that's the harsh reality of it. Then you see articles like, is this the start of a crash? Is this the start? And you're going, the start of a crash, guys? I've been getting gaped for the best part of 2 months now. Some of my stocks are 70-80% gapings. And you just sort of think, I'm losing the will to live here. You're starting to think, is this a Truman Show? Everything I do, the market seems to do the opposite. I've had all these thoughts too, guys. You're not alone. And all I can say is, you've just got to be so patient and just wait and be calm. Deep breaths, all that good stuff, but it's very, very frustrating. And yes, the whole mentality of, I wasn't taking the money out, I'm long holding anyway, doesn't matter if it's a 5 grand or 50 grand, I'm not taking it out. I buy into all that, but it doesn't change the fact that when you pump in 10 grand 2 months ago, you'd be better off pumping that 10 grand in now. You get a hell of a lot more shares. So feel the pain, guys. This video is a little bit of a talk about why I'm not worried about the crypto scene, why I think Elon's playing a masterful game, and everything I talked about in that previous video months ago, I feel is coming to fruition. So we'll put up a few bits here and just talk about it, but I just feel like this video, guys, is just to try and calm some of the nerves out there and subscribers, and just to think a wee bit bigger about the bigger picture and what we're actually trying to do here for the long term. When I woke up this morning, it was just notification after notification saying things like this. Tesla will no longer accept Bitcoin over climate concerns, says Musk. Elon Musk says Tesla will no longer accept Bitcoin due to fossil fuel use, so on and so forth. But listen to him. He will no longer use it due to fossil fuel use. He knew the power of his tweet, what it could do. We all know it. I've said it before, the power of Dogecoin, everything about it that he is saying. He has power to make things move. He's done it with Tesla, he's done it with Dogecoin, he's done it with Bitcoin. You have to digest his words here. He is saying, due to climate concerns, he's fossil fuels. He's saying fossil fuels, guys. So it's all what I've talked about in many videos over the last 3 months, guys. I've said it all. Go in and check all out in the archives. Like, too many videos to post. I'm always saying it. And by the way, guys, the reason why I don't do more videos about Tesla and Elon, that's just my biggest stock. I have 70% of my portfolio in Tesla, and obviously a bit in crypto as well. I said that, but a good 60% of my money is purely in Tesla. And it's purely, the reason why I don't do videos on it is because the YouTube algorithm, it just doesn't work. Unfortunately, it just gets lost in the system. And you'll see if I do videos on anything to do with Tesla or Bitcoin, it does very, very poor. And nobody wants to watch my videos, unfortunately. Even though I've got good things to say, I think, but nobody wants to hear it because there's so many other people that are covering it. So that's the issue with it. But anyway, Tesla, Elon, right? So he is literally saying fossil fuels is the issue, blah, blah, blah. He could have sold all his Bitcoin yesterday, or at least a proportion of it, and then dropped this bombshell, because he knows he's smarter than us. He's got the same IQ as Einstein, guys. He is once in a generation kind of man. Like, he is that intelligent and he is that smart. He knows to have sold Bitcoin before he dropped this bombshell, and he has allowed Tesla, bear in mind they own all this friggin' Bitcoin. He's allowed all of them to take a major gaping, but it's a bigger part here, guys. What he is doing, he is literally going to go, guys, we can't use Bitcoin no more. We need a better solution. What's the solution? Me. I have the solar panels. I have the EV plays. Let's reduce our footprint. We can create better batteries, storage, X, Y, Z. Guys, he's got all the tools, and he's about to sit down with the government and talk about getting grants and tax credits and all this stuff for energy. He is playing a shrewd play. I've said it before, I'll say it again. He has added to the problem because he's the solution to the problem. So I'm not worried at all about the Bitcoin dip. You should buy the Bitcoin dip. Now, did I sell some of my Ethereum today? Of course I did. I sold out of about 50% of my crypto position, and it's purely because I knew the rest of the day is going to go to gate. But my intentions of pumping that money straight in, probably today, probably later on this afternoon, I will pump this money in because I'm not fearful. Elon hasn't sold. He's playing a game, and that's as clear as it can be, guys. It is cryptic stuff that he forever puts out, and I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he decides to pump another stock. People might go, here, is it going to be Dogecoin? I don't think it's going to be Dogecoin, but it could be a different type of currency. On this channel, I have talked about the likes of Argo blockchain. The reason why I like Argo blockchain as miners of Bitcoin is because they are energy efficient, they are sustainable, they are trying their best to produce their coin mining through renewable energy. So I've always been ahead of the game. I've been looking at those types of things. Some of the cryptocurrencies that I'm invested in are the ones that use less energy. And what's a good idea, but what's the problem with that a good idea? And if you can find the solution, it's only going to be a good idea to invest in that. My advice, not that I give advice on this channel because you must do your own due diligence, but try to maybe think outside of the box. Try to pick coins. If you are thinking about picking startup coins, pick ones that are using less energy. Things like that can only give it an advantage over the other players. I'm not worried about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to be fine. We will get more sustainable as the country goes on and as the need for this goes up. Do I like it? Do I like that Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrencies use so much energy? No, because all the good work we're doing on EV plays and XYZ, we're kind of adding it all back in through Bitcoin and mining companies. So, and is it really necessary that we use Bitcoin? That debate will go on forever, but just be patient. And it's just, unfortunately, it's a gaping on top of all the other gapings that we're taking, and it is brutal. I appreciate that, but it will come back around. I would be buying the dip. I am buying the dip now. I took a serious gaping on Shiba yesterday. It's like, come on, you pump in £500 and then he drops this within 12 hours. So yeah, down £200 straight off the bat. But look, it is what it is. I haven't put that in to try and get a 10 or 20, 30% gain. I've invested that on the hope that it's going to be one of them meme stocks that goes parabolic. It's a complete gamble anyway, off to the worst start possible. But, it's one of them ones that I could see 3, 4, 5, 10x on the dream. And if that happens here, a couple $100's not going to make a difference anyway. But yeah, rotten luck, guys. It is what it is. I'm being as honest and transparent as I can be, guys. But I'm not worried about this. I'm not worried about the general stock market as a whole. I think we, unfortunately, are going to be going down a dark path for a bit longer. Now, I'm young. Depending on the demographic of the age group of who's watching my videos, if you're in and around, 20, 30, even 40, I honestly keep saying it to people, get your wages in, whatever your proportion is, to cover your bills, whatever's free money. If you feel you'd rather invest that in the stock market than, beers of the weekend or whatever, do that. Be comfortable with what you're investing, but just keep buying and don't worry about it. Just keep buying and buying. You will eventually ride yourself out of this. And me and no other YouTuber, no expert knows if this is a crash, how long it will last, when will it be over, will the good times ever come back? No one knows that date when all that will come true. No one knows that. No expert people, Warren Buffett doesn't know that there. Now, he's took a lot of money out. He's probably going, geez, I'm sitting out of this. That is one option. You could go, I can't take this no more. I'm pulling out and I'm going to sit out. But if you've read this for 2 months and you're young and you just keep averaging in, it will eventually sort itself out. I can promise you that. It's historically always done that. But it's brutal, guys. Just keep your sanity. Keep remembering what you're doing. The good thing is you're getting great companies at good prices. You know, I just keep averaging more in the Tesla constantly. Using the charts. Try and find the entry points. Have a plan. And just ride it out. And eventually, if you're young like me, I'm not bothered. This is my first real big crash. Okay, yes, last March. But it didn't last that long. I was down and I was up again. You're laughing. But this is different. This is a serious correction. It's unprecedented times. It's different. And no one knows the answer. It could change tomorrow and go from. This could be it. Or it could go for another couple of months. People are saying August. People are saying October. No one knows. Just keep sticking to your plan, invest in a good company, and eventually in 30 years time you'll look back on this and go, God, remember when I started my journey and I only pumped in, I only had 10-15 grand in it, Jesus, I should have put more in it. Or you might look back on it and go, remember when I had that 10 grand in and I lost 2 grand, I was raging, I was gutted, but here, 15x since then. I'm not that bothered anymore about it. Don't be that guy who pulls it all out and then looks back and goes, God, I remember that time I put that 10 grand in, lost half of it, pulled it out, and then I went on the throw up, and that 5 grand that I had just left in would have been worth, 200 grand. Don't be that guy, guys. Stick with it. Don't play with money that you can afford to lose, and it will all be okay. Am I smiling? Yes, because I'm excited about the future. I know where I'm going to end up. I'm going to be really, really well off from doing this stock dream. Am I particularly happy now? No, my arse is gaped. Firstly. Secondly, I keep thinking I could have bought this at a better price. That's always going through your head. But ultimately, just remember, long term, big goal, never taking the money out. I'm investing for the long future. Unfortunately, this isn't going to be the first crash. If you're in for the long time that I'm thinking, 50, 60 years, then I'm fortunately going to have a few more of these crashes. And believe me, this one, at the start of my journey for a few years in, is going to be minor in comparison. The bigger gapings are to come. So you need to ask yourself, are you in for this long term or not? Because if you're not, get out now and go put your money or just invest it in the index funds and just move on, guys. That's the video, guys. Look, it was just a bit of a cry out. Talked about Elon. I'm not worried, nor should you. Yes, cry at night if you feel, but just remember, I'm sticking to the plan, sticking to the goal. Remember why you're buying a good company. These companies aren't doing crap. They're record earnings. Delivery numbers, whatever it may be, whatever your company is, the big boys are good companies and the fundamentals are the same and they haven't changed. And if you liked it at $600 a share, you're going to love it at $400 a share. Just remember that, guys. You'll be all right. Look, please subscribe to the channel. Hit you for more good knowledge like this here. This will probably do crap on the algorithm. It always does these types of videos, unfortunately. But I really appreciate all the feedback I'm getting. Get me on Instagram, PHSDMV. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Something that happens by chance, I think not.